Hi there, this is Rob. I'm back with a 2-minute overnight overview for Friday. Well, we've been live all week. It wasn't announced until today, so many of you will probably be hearing this overview for the first time. It's an idea I kind of stole from my friend Dave at DaveLandry.com, who does his market in a minute each day. I'm not as quick as Dave, though, so it takes me 2 minutes. In that 2 minutes, I look at the setups as they appeared yesterday afternoon, review last night's market action, and then I'll often share some market research related to the overnight. But today's Friday, and there'll be no research shown on Fridays. Fridays are for fun. Friday ends with a joke. Let's first take a look at last night's Edge Finder. This is where many simple studies are identified and published at the end of each day. Yesterday, we saw ES closed over its 50-period Bollinger Band. Since 2004, when this has occurred, the market's gapped down 74% of the time the next day, including the last 5 instances dating back to February 18, 2011. So looking at this, we got a slight hint that there could be a downside edge for last night's overnight session. The biggest piece of evidence I generally depend on is the odds sheet. I tend to focus on ES because that's the security I trade with. Looking at last night's odds sheet, we see that both price action and internals were also supportive of the idea that a gap down would be likely. The monkey wrench came thanks to seasonality. Seasonality looked quite strong yesterday for many of the indices, including ES. So when I looked at the averages, neither the win rate nor the profit factor suggested a substantial edge. Evidence was therefore conflicting enough that no trade was called for. In fact, there wasn't a single ETF or futures contract that qualified for either a long or short overnight position based on my standard criteria. So last night there was nothing for me to do. Let's look at what happened. ES settled yesterday afternoon at 14.25. It spent most of the night trading moderately lower when we saw a spike shortly after 9 a.m., which caused it to open up a mild 1.75 points. In all, pretty uneventful, which is typical of what we've been seeing lately. Trading the overnight is similar to trading many other kinds of ways in that it takes great patience and waiting for an edge to appear. The primary goal here is to filter out the inconclusive setups and only trade those which have the most substantial edge. Looks like I'm running low on time here, so here's a Friday joke. How do you wake up Lady Gaga? Poker face.